Let's see how you do under pressure. Oh, yeah. I've been wanting this shit forever. I've been in the field with whatever they throw at me. Brush it off, pick myself up, moving on to the better. Okay. Hey. Ain't no errors, baby, it's a new era. I wake up early, feeling rich like I'm Kesha. I get to the paper, boy. Extra, extra. Fuck with me, you know that I got it. Come with me, let's take a trip to the islands. We up on the jet, we'll do more than just fly on it. Stand on that hill, you gon' die on it. Boom, boom. Baby, I'm not one of them, you should try on it. Miss me with all that, I'm on to the next. Fuck this up, I send you back to your ex. But good luck with that, this is big as it gets. Ayy, let's see how you do under pressure. Let's see how you do under pressure. Give them a name to remember. Ayy, let's see how you do under pressure. Let's see how you do under pressure. A moment can live on forever. Yeah.
Good evening, everybody. This is Des the Enforcer for In the North Bank. That video gets my blood pumping, I've got to say, yeah. Welcome to the flagship show. This is the flagship show of In the North Bank. This is the big Sunday show with some big Sunday lads joining me. So let's get the introductions out of the way. Good evening, Brian. How you doing?
Hey, what's going on, Des?
Cool, bro. Mark, how you doing?
I'm good, bro. I'm slightly coming back down. The temperature's just dropping just a little bit again after yesterday, but I'm good, bro.
Well, I think the temperature's going to go back up in a minute, mate, because this is going to be a 2-hour show. Tonight, this is definitely going to be a 2-hour show, so we'll see how it goes. Bez, how are you doing?
I'm good. Good evening, as that silly man says down in Birmingham somewhere.
Okay, fair enough. Good evening to you as well. And of course, my partner in crime, my co-host for the watch along, nicknamed Judy, Statman Richard. How you doing, mate?
Statman Richard.
Not bad, thanks. Good, all good, all ready and prepared.
Cool. Right, well, let's crack on with this one because we've got a lot to do. I just want to get all the housework out of the way first. If you'd like to leave a share, a like, all the formats that we're on, I believe it's Twitter, obviously on YouTube and anywhere else I can't think of at the moment because I'm a little bit dizzy because I'm so pleased to be on with these guys. That wasn't a sarcastic laugh, by the way. But if you'd like to leave us a like or join us in the chat, this is going to be a hot one tonight, guys. I can promise you that it's going to be a hot one. So without further ado, let us crack on. Brian, because you're on borrowed time, mate, here we go. You're going to get all three of the topics tonight in one go. And just let it rip, take a chip. So I would like you to talk about the game, your thoughts on the game, but don't go with the controversial incident because we'll talk about that at the end. How are you feeling about the transfer market at the moment? And then obviously we'll cover Mike Oliver, if you leave Mike Oliver till the end. But if you give us all three of your thoughts and opinions on those, the floor is yours, my friend.
All right, buckle up, guys. Buckle up. So I thought, honestly, like it's really hard to analyze the game, just with the thing that's on our minds, but kind of taking it back a little bit. I thought Trossard had a good game. He got a lot of joy down the left. Kai Havertz, not the best game that we've ever seen him play, but he works his ass off. I mean, you saw at the end of the game, he basically needed medical help getting off the pitch, and it's like, he plays for the badge. He plays for the badge. I thought it was really interesting because it almost seemed because Calafiori scored the great goal. If I'm not mistaken, that already happened after Joao Gomez got sent off. And so 10v10, I thought we were able to play a lot more expansive. It wasn't just, cycle the ball around, look for the perfect pass. We were able to be more creative. We were able to pull Wolves,
we stretched
out of shape more.
Brian, we stretched them. We did stretch
exactly.
them.
Exactly.
Please carry on. I just thought I'd chuck that in there, mate.
Yeah, no. And I think that's something that we struggle to do when it's 11 on 11. we tend to rely on moments of individual brilliance, to use kind of a catchphrase or a keyword tricky phrase right there. Tactically, because we were forced to work with what we had, I think it ended up better. Then we've had a lot of practice playing with 10 men this year. So yeah, I mean, obviously pleased with the result. Like I say all the time, they don't ask how you got the points, they ask how many points you got. And so, you know what? Let's take these 3 points and bag ass out of Wolverhampton.
Okay, then, mate. So that's a nice breakdown of the match. So let's look at it this way. Obviously we are now 26 days into the transfer window. Still nobody in. We're all screaming for a striker. Give us your thoughts on it, mate.
So I know Mark and I have crossed swords on this before, and looking at it over the past 26 days, Mark, you kind of have a point in this. A couple weeks ago, you were talking about, just pay the release clause and be done with it.
Yeah.
I think, and Mark, you were saying that, we may have a more in-depth podcast on the actual transfer window and everything like that. I do think that there is a little bit that we don't necessarily know about the financial status of KSE, about the club. But pay the release clause, or at least have some sort of discussions. I think, Gyökeres, yeah, he's on the top of everybody's list. Give me a second here, because I've got
can I ask you a question while you're looking, Brian?
Yeah,
I've always said pay the release clause as well. Is Sesko on your list?
He is.
Can you tell me why, please?
So his pulling it up now. So his XG right now, his XG delta is 1.31. So he scored 11 goals so far, and his XG was 9.69, and that's as of the end of, or the beginning of last week, I think it was. So it's probably changed by then. I would say that the Bundesliga is a significantly stronger league than the Portuguese top flight. Yes, XG is supposed to be neutral as far as leagues. It's basically where you are set up in front of the net and everything like that. But it's a lot harder to get in those positions in the tougher leagues. And so, I would take Sesko. I think a sleeper pick would be Jonathan David from Lille. He's out of I've got 9 or 10 people down here. And actually here is the baby Declan. Probably knows as much about this analysis stuff as I do. So but out of the 9 guys that I had here, Jonathan David has a delta of plus 2.72. So he's got 17 goals and 14.28.
Brian, sorry to butt in on you, but is it also true with David that we could possibly get him for 40 million?
So it's possible. I don't remember if he has a release clause. I mean, if I recall correctly, the last guy that we got from Lille, we got for 70 million, and he wasn't that bad. We ran Pepe out of town. We did. But circling back on it, I think Jonathan David would be a good sleeper pick. There's a guy Burkhardt from Mainz that would be a sleeper pick as well. I don't think we could get Rafinha from Barca. I don't think we want Dembele from PSG. I haven't heard great things from him about a locker room presence. But there are people out there, and I don't think we need to break the bank with it. But then again, that goes back to the financial implications, where we don't know exactly what breaking the bank is going to mean.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. I mean, you make good points, but if you had to pick one to come tomorrow, who would it be? Brian, are you with me? You've muted yourself. Somehow you've muted yourself, mate.
Yeah, sorry about that. I'd pick Sesko. I'd pick Sesko. You know, I think
over Gyökeres.
I would.
Okay.
You know, I just think that coming from the stronger league gives you, if nothing else, a little bit stronger mentality.
Can I give you a counterpoint on that one, mate?
Yeah, absolutely.
The one thing I will say, you're probably right in your breakdown of the Portuguese league and the Bundesliga, right? But what I will say for Gyökeres, he has been in the Championship, right? And I've said this before, and I'll just say it quickly again. I know there's a gap between the Championship and the Premiership, but he has played in England. He knows all about the English game. I think he could hit the floor running. What do you think?
Yeah, I do tend to agree with that. And you know, I think the argument could be made that the Championship is tougher than a lot of different leagues out there.
Okay.
You know, like I don't remember when he was. Who was he with? Like Burnley?
It was
Coventry.
Coventry, mate. It was with Coventry.
Okay. You know, so I don't know. You know, I don't know how long ago that was.
It's a few years ago now.
It's 2 seasons.
But if he's, I mean, if he's banging him in for Sporting, then yeah, the argument could certainly be made. The argument could certainly be made.
I'm just bringing it to your attention, mate, in case you wanted to think about it or anything like that. So would you like to move on to the Oliver stuff now? But before you do, I've got to say this, people. Even though at the moment that Oliver has made major mistakes, we do not condone any death threats or anything like that to a person or persons. We at the North Bank, we do not condone that kind of thing. Even though we might be at the angriest point that Arsenal fans have been at for a long time, we do not condone that sort of actions. But we are going to openly talk about Mr. Oliver now. And obviously the other guys will get a chance in a minute. But as I say, Brian's on limited time. So, mate, take as much time as you need. Let's see what you got to say.
Pulling on me.
Got to cover it because we got little. Michael Oliver is a fucking joke. There is literally no reason that somebody takes. Wait, did I just mute myself?
You did. You keep breaking up, mate. Start again. And can I just say before Brian goes again, if you're offended by the language, I can only apologise, but it is going to get heated tonight. So if you're offended, I apologise, but we are going to carry on with the show. Crack on, Brian. Have another go.
All right. Let's try this now.
Yeah.
Michael Oliver is a fucking joke. This is supposed to be the best league in the entire world, and we have clowns like that make decisions like that. Michael Oliver calls fouls when they are fouls. Michael Oliver, however, will call things cards when they are not. Like, I'm sorry. Like, nobody has ever seen that 2 yellow card in the same phase of play with Martinelli. Complete
That was an absolute joke itself.
bullshit.
Yeah.
Like the joke of a call yesterday. Okay, fine. You want to sit here and you want to try and say, denial of a goal scoring opportunity. No, it wasn't. Skelly wasn't even the last man. You want to talk about serious foul play. Bruno Fernandes did the same fucking thing, and he got the red overturned. Like, you know, I don't need to go into the stats as far as, you know, the number of red cards or anything like that Michael Oliver has gotten, because it's all over social media, you know, and we can beat that horse to death. What I will say, yeah, that's Pika Pika. Sees a Pokemon coin on my desk. You know, but I don't understand how it keeps happening. Like, I don't understand how it keeps happening. You know, there's the whole rumor out there about he got paid like what, £20,000 to ref a couple games in Abu Dhabi, you know, a couple off seasons ago. You know, there's this picture out there that's floating around like take those out of it, because I don't think that there's something in the back of his head that, Arsenal need to drop points, or Newcastle need to gain points. Like, I don't think it's a matter of that. I think it's a matter that that him in particular and PGMOL in general have it out for Arsenal. George Graham said the same stuff back in the day. Arsene Wenger said the same stuff back in the day. Like you look at the game where we lost. All right, hang on. You look at the game where Mike Riley basically called nothing, and then there was that bullshit dive from Rooney. Arsene Wenger saw it. Unai Emery saw it. Like, he didn't necessarily call it out as much, but he saw it. Mikel Arteta saw it. And what he said, last season before last, about an absolute disgrace. Yes, it's an absolute disgrace. And I hope that somebody puts together a GoFundMe to pay a fine, because I want Mikel Arteta to go scorched earth on PGMOL.
Well, they need to flip this decision round, and it has to be turned around, because it's ridiculous. But
they did for Bruno.
They
did for Bruno.
If they can do it for one, they can do it for another. Do you know what I mean?
I don't know. You got to look at the badge,
30
man.
seconds,
Got to look at the badge on the shirt. They ain't going to happen.
Yeah, I know. It's because we're not giving him brown envelopes, Brian, as well. Do you know what I mean? I don't know.
I mean, I don't want to think that.
Do you have any more you want to say?
Yeah, I mean, I'll also say to a certain extent that if you put away your chances, the refereeing doesn't matter.
You shouldn't let the ref decide the game. Yeah, definitely.
And again, this is one of those things where Mark and I have crossed swords on it as well. But I think yesterday is a perfect example of that, because Kai Havertz had those two chances, and if he had buried at least one of them, we probably wouldn't be having this conversation right now.
No, I don't know. I think we would still be having this conversation, because it still would have happened. But I just think, if as you say, if Kai had hit one of those two, the pressure wouldn't have been as bad, would it?
Yeah.
And you've also got to take into consideration that we're chasing Liverpool, so it's paramount. I mean, draws aren't good enough anymore. Yeah,
I mean, they're going to drop points though. They're going to drop points. They scraped by getting out of the Emirates earlier in the season.
Yeah, totally.
We had a super difficult run in the beginning of the season. They haven't hit that yet. Right. They've still got some games to play, and I think to a certain extent, it is easier being the hunter instead of the hunted, because we're going to go into Anfield and we're going to want to kick their ass. We're going to want to play them off the park.
Well, it's like the point you said about mentality. Mentality is going to have a big part to play now this season.
Mm-hmm.
And the mentality we had to have yesterday to go on and win, when, let's be honest, the fans were braying for blood. Do you know what I mean? And you've made some absolutely brilliant points, Brian. I've got to be honest, and I'm glad you were part of the show tonight. You know what I mean? You bring a different perspective to everybody else in the room. We all bring something different, but you definitely bring a different perspective. And thank you. I mean, I'm not kicking you off, don't get me wrong, but thank you for being part of the show, and thank you for your comments. Do you mind if I move on to somebody else now?
Yeah, no. How about it?
Are you actually done? Yeah. Please stay until you've got to go. Please stay until you've got to go. But right, sorry. Let me not be rude. Daniel, good evening, my friends. Good to have you on the show. Good to have you on the show. I'll just let you know the format as well. Just so this is going to be a 2-hour show, guys. Just so you know. All right. But the format is, I want your not right this second. I'm just breaking it down for you. Yeah. I want your review of the match without talking about the controversial moment. I would also like to know, and I know we talk about this every week, but it seems that we have to. It's about the transfers, and then we will talk about the controversial incident in full later on. Okay, so but I actually want to go to Bez to begin with. Bez, first of all, mate, give us your thoughts on the match, please, without going into the controversial incident, if you can, if that's all right.
First and foremost, I'm very fucking proud of these boys, how they turned out to be at the end, how they showed fight and desire to keep on fighting to the very last minute and the last kick of the ball. You know, it's not easy to go to Wolves and get a smash and grab win, as it be called now, because 2-0 was last season. Bear in mind, we never have captain. And can I please ask you, who was the captain yesterday? I didn't keep up. Was it Jorginho, right?
No,
Gabriel.
Declan Rice, I believe.
No, it's Gabriel.
Gabriel, was it?
Very good.
Well, yeah,
Very
because
good.
Jorginho wasn't on the pitch, mate. Was he on
Yeah,
the
that's
bench?
why I asked.
Oh, he might be.
That's why I asked.
Yeah, it's Gabriel.
Gabriel, whatever he's doing as a leader, as a goal scorer, as a defender, the man, for me, I say yesterday does no wrong. Yes, Saliba will get all the plaudits. For me, yesterday, Gabriel he's just basically the Messiah. For me, being a Christian man, for me, just seems like Jesus can be like there, just shield the team, you know, be there for them. Don't lift them up, you know.
Bez, just so you know, Jesus is injured. He's going to be out for 9 months.
Well, he can be out Jesus. I'm saying he can be out second Jesus.
I
Then,
know. I'm just joking. Of course.
You put in my leg now. You put in my leg.
No, carry on. Sorry, carry on.
Yeah, so I saw the highlights was very good, despite Danny Murphy and Alan Shearer, which I'm sure might not have seen it, and Daniel, but sadly, Alan Shearer and Danny Murphy had a lot to say about after the game yesterday. But I was like, you know what? So what, guys? So what? You're just bitter. Simple as that. What I enjoyed the most is, despite the, you know, hiccup, shall we say, he made changes really well. I called for plan B, for plan C. He really delivered Arteta yesterday in his tactics. He saw it wasn't working despite the circumstances, and he literally made a change. Havertz, as Brian said at the beginning, Havertz didn't have his A game yesterday, but he there put his body on the line a few times. He looked a bit off. I think he could have had that goal in, but Colafiori made the difference. And the best part about it is when he saw Colafiori running, well, he went to run to the corner, and saw Colafiori run back to Arteta. He's like, oh, back to Arteta we go. I was like, my God. You can see the team enjoys playing for each other now. Like we have Saliba, thinking about, we have Colafiori embracing, we have, you know, players who big each other up, we have fans like each other, we carry each other through the hard times and the good times. For me personally, right now, despite what being through the last couple of weeks beforehand, it seems that we have our, I would say mojo back, but it feels the feel-good factor is back again, almost, you know, in this team. I'll try and keep it as concise as possible. I would like to sign him to as a striker. Yes, Seshko looks a good choice in terms of agility, physicality. He seems a bit better than Gokaresh, but then it all depends who we get. I call it the wild card, as I've been told in some other podcasts the other day. I personally want Lookman, or not Osimhen, but I want Lookman, because Lookman, I think, will deliver something that he clearly has played the league quite a bit before. Yes, he's Nigerian. Yes, with Nigeria, we have a long history. As you know, can you believe it? I'm sure Daniel know very well about that. Chelsea 99, when he scored a hat-trick. Every Nigerian person I meet in the world, I just say, guys, Kanu is a special man. He's done a lot for this club. I personally think as well, yesterday, this man who I'm wearing his name there, that's why I took it out. He had a lot to say about the game. I personally, 100%, I effing agree with him. Without me swearing yet, I personally saw Ian Wright says sometimes the referees are consistently consistent. As we said beginning of the season, Mark, and please help me out on this. There's no transparency. But I'll say that to the end. So I've got a lot to say, but I'm going to keep it to the end.
That's fine, because I want you to say it all at the end, mate. You will.
I'm ready. I'm a fan of you, Art. I'll say my bits, and that's what I'm going to say for now.
I get that. Okay. Go on. Sorry, are you done? Yeah, sorry. I apologise. Okay, Daniel, because I'm waiting. I'm going to leave the two at the top, you know, the Brazilian Scotsman and Statman Richard. I'm leaving them till the end. Right, so for the minute, just give me your breakdown of the match without the controversial incidents and your thoughts on the transfer market, please, mate. One after the other when you're ready to go. Go for it.
Yeah, good evening, guys, and everyone on the chat. and everyone watching, wherever you're watching from. It's nice to have you guys on the show. I really don't know if it's possible to talk about the game without a controversy, but I'll try my possible best to.
Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong, Daniel. You're gonna have
Yeah,
a chance to talk about that, but this.
I know, but just that the match and the controversy they are all intertwined. But I'll try as much as possible to go into the game in full. Arsenal didn't play nothing in the first half. We're just having an okay performance. Kai Havertz missing some glaring chances to put us in the lead. And I wouldn't want to blame him because at the end of the day, it still boils back to what we've been saying, the owners of the club. Kai Havertz is not clinical. We all know that it's not the first time and it's not going to be the last time he's going to have chances. He's going to miss. Every striker do miss chances, we know, but this becoming a repeated pattern for Arsenal. So I'm not surprised. And I'm not surprised we're having a team with two teenagers playing in the first team. Don't get me wrong. I love two of them, Eating Waneri and Miles Lewis Kelly. I love them to beat. But it's so sad that the team chasing for the league title are relying on Miles Lewis Kelly and Eating Waneri as a first teamer. And looking at the bench yesterday, there was nothing there. So who do you fall to? Same way Ryan Sterling, who has been awful all season. So I don't want to go too much, as you likely said, this. So, but I just felt the game was an even game before the red card, and immediately they came out for the second half. I think they were galvanized, and we tried our best to win the game. And I thought with 10 against 11, we would still have won that game because I saw a different Arsenal yesterday after the red card. I saw a team that wasn't ready to go down easy. I saw a team that wasn't ready to be cheated. I saw a team that was fighting for something, fighting for the league, even though I think the league is gone. But I saw a different Arsenal yesterday. And kudos to the boys, kudos to the manager for the substitute, kudos to everyone who came onto the pitch. And just feeling sorry for the likes of Kai Havertz being run to the ground. Same way Bukayo Saka was run to the ground without replacement. Feel sorry for players who shouldn't be putting themselves as a right winger for Arsenal. Players like Kieran Tierney is a left back. Unfortunately, he's playing as a right winger for Arsenal. Why? Because the owners of this club have neglected their responsibility. I know a segment is going to come for that, but I just want to big up the boys and I don't want to go deep into who played well, who didn't play well, the manager was it right or the manager was it wrong. I just want to say congratulations to Arsenal because the 3 points is all that matters, not minding how we got the 3 points. And on to the next game we go. Girona, here will come.
So very eloquently put, Daniel. Thank you very much, mate, as always. Tell us what you think of the transfer market at the moment, with us being 26 days in and still not bringing anybody in. How are you feeling about it, bro?
I just feel so, like I said in my video, I feel proud of this player. I feel proud of the manager, but I don't feel proud of the club, Arsenal, and the way it's been handled by the Kroenkes. Because you can't tell me a club as big as Arsenal, a club as successful as Arsenal, a club trying to go for a title that 26 days into the January transfer window, knowing fully well we needed reinforcement in this January, even before the injury to Bukayo Saka and Gabriel Jesus, there's still no one in. And I see a lot of fans getting excited for a young Norwegian who is about to sign for Arsenal. That for me, I find very, very shambolic. And as an Arsenal fan, I'm not proud that the Kroenkes are the owners of this club because what they are doing is negligence at the highest form. And they are just putting these players, hanging them dry, hanging the manager dry. And the fans are giving them a leeway, which I don't think should be, because the fans, the ones going to the stadium, the ones in the UK should be making a lot of noise, because I know yesterday the controversy has really made them uh, got away with got away with everything because no one is talking about the Kroenkes anymore. No one's talking about the lack of transfer window. Everybody's focusing on Michael Oliver, and rightly so. But I don't think the Kroenkes should be left out because right now they are a shame to this club, and they are having a very, very poor January transfer window, in my opinion.
Okay. Well, you know this platform is for opinions, and we've all got them. You're entitled to yours, Daniel. Brian is entitled to his because he's already, and Bez, you've already had a go. You're entitled to your opinions, and thank you for being part of this. It's appreciated. So now, get ready, everybody, because here comes the blooming tornado, the Scottish Brazilian. Okay, Mark, let rip, bro.
Oh, to start, I wanted the first way. I'm going to put an apology out. I'm going to put an apology out on record in camera to my manager, Mr. Mikel Arteta, Super Mika. I doubted you. I went through a period of feeling really down regarding the football club. As Daniel said, a lot of that is towards the Kroenkes and negligence. I think Daniel summed that up beautifully. But I have always said, and I've been quite consistent with this, we as a football club are at a point of, I don't want to develop too far, but as a football club, we either have to stick or twist. We back the manager, we continue on the progress that we're doing, and he'll hopefully get us over the line. Well, so he needs financial investment, he needs more back end to be able to do that. Or we sack him, and it's up to the Kroenkes to go out and get a Jurgen Klopp style manager that could come in, breed through a lot of young talent, and do the job at half the cost. That is the choice of the Kroenkes. So without going into them to my part of the segment of the transfers, I want to apologise to Mikel Arteta. So just on camera, Mikel, you are the man. Yesterday, half-time, I begged, again, I'll not touch that subject, but I begged that we didn't come out at half-time. We did not come out at half-time. And Mikel Arteta took my anger, my frustration, galvanised the side to go on and to win that game. So onto the game itself, I actually disagree. I honestly think that Havertz, I thought he had a good game. The chances that he got were they were quite gilt edge. However, one of them just narrowly went past the post. The second one, he actually headed it, and the goalkeeper actually made a decent save. So I don't think that we should be slating Havertz the way like the fan base are currently doing. As Daniel said and Bez and other people, he was dead on his feet after the game as well. I really enjoyed the fight and seeing this different side to Arsenal. I really did. I really enjoyed it. It's hard to speak about the game. I think, like in all of our minds, nobody's breaking it down massively because the frustration is obviously still there, Des, as you know. But there was a few things that, like yesterday, that I was really pleased with, and one of them, and I've never been a player FC, but I do want to give him credit on his last two substitute appearances. But Kieran Tierney, I'm not saying it because he's a fellow Scotsman, far from it. But the more that I've seen Kieran Tierney come onto the pitch, the more that I actually think this guy's still got something to offer us. And I've never had that back. I've never been a player FC, regardless of from my country or not. If he's not good enough, move on. I would put Saka on the bench if we could have a better player on the right wing. Honestly, I would.
Should Sterling have played yesterday, Mark?
Should he fuck? You trigger this. Sterling should get a pass. Honestly, this guy should be fucking shipped right off back to Chelsea. He's absolute fucking garbage, and I don't want him anywhere near my football club. I said this on transfer deadline day when we signed him, and I've changed no opinion now. Get him out of my football club. The guy is anywhere near our level. He's done. He's completely done. So, yeah, this team needs massive, massive. Man United just scored. This team needs massive, massive help. Massive help. And to finish off, if you want me to touch on the transfers, Mika was coming out and he's putting his hands up to this board and he's putting it up to everybody out there. We need help. I don't want excuses. Make it happen. Make it happen. Last summer, we are 2 points away from winning this week. We've done nothing. We've done zero. And now we are on the 26th of January, and the only link that really seems to have any kind of weight to it is an 18-year-old. What are we doing? What are we fucking doing, Cronkies? Seriously. This is, Arteta told me at the end of last season, do not be satisfied. I'm not fucking not satisfied. I'm not. I love this. We all have the same passion and the same love for the football club. We all share it. We might come to that place in a different way, but we all want it. And right now, this is not good enough. And I'm actually seeing things where my manager's getting the blame it. The fucking owners are in America sitting on their arse doing fuck all. I think their objective is to get us into the top 4. So they get the Champions League money and they don't have to fucking spend. I'm sorry, bro, but for me, that is not good enough.
Mate, this is tonight. It's let it out. I don't mind. Say what you got to say. Let it out.
Yeah, honestly, it's not fucking good enough. It's not good enough. And even if they sign, and I've said this over the last few weeks, and people are starting just to realise it now, but I've said over the last couple of weeks, even if we go and get a winger and a striker now, it could be too fucking late.
Well, yeah, we've been saying it over every show for the last, I don't know how many weeks, mate, haven't we?
Exactly. So I'm just sick of excuses, mate. I'm really sick of it.
That's cool. Are you done, bro?
Yeah, I'm done. I'm done, bro.
Okay,
Yeah.
Richard, I'm going to come to you in 1 second. Let me just do a bit of housework before I do. Don't forget, guys, to like, share, subscribe, and please come and join us in the chat. Your comments will help this, you know what I mean? So please join us in the chat. Before I come to you, Richard, Brian has said we're 100% going to miss Kieran Tierney when he leaves, right? I just want to say one quick thing on that before I come to you, Richard. I totally agree. I think we should keep this lad till the end of the season. Don't let him go to Celtic. Let's give him a proper send-off because he goes for a free in the summer. Yeah, let's make it like his testimonial and say, because he's been barring injuries, he's been a good servant for Arsenal. So I say, let's send this lad off with the best way we can. And Kieran Tierney, thank you, mate. Oh, that's all I can say. So Richard, my wingman,
Yes,
please tell us about the game and the sub situation, mate, please.
Yeah, well, let's get into sort of the squad because, especially pre-squad, because as Mark has said, if you look at the bench yesterday, we're out without Tommy Hassel, without Ben White, we were out with Odegaard, without Mourinho, without Jesus. 5 players who would have been on, if not starting, on that bench and improve the squad as a whole. We're still in second place and third place in the Champions League, so he's doing good. My first stat will be to do with the starting 11. This is the third time in our history in the Premier League era that we have started 2 18-year-olds or under in the match. The first was in 1998 versus Coventry, and that was Matthew Upson and Nicholas Anelka. Then in 2006 versus Sunderland, we had Cesc Fabregas and Son.
Oh, yeah.
And then yesterday it was Nwaneria and Skelly. So we're continuing that tradition of giving youngsters and more than one youngster in a match at that. The game, I thought we controlled it. I mean, I didn't think Saliba started the best. He grew into the game, but he's just come back from injury. He maybe was feeling it and testing it out and making sure that he got through the match. But I think my stats probably back most of that up. I mean, our goal threat was better than theirs. They had better possession, but our final third entries were double what they had, 66 to 33. Their defensive line was midway in their half. Ours was pretty much midway in their half. We had 6 penalty box shots. They only had 3. Deep touches, we had 9. They had 5. Our build-up passing was slightly lower than theirs at 82.5% to their 83%, but that can happen sometimes. Our passes per defensive action was 7. There was 7.6, so they pressed a little quicker than I was expecting, but we had we had 7 high turnovers compared to their 0. And the most important stat is we won by a goal. Declan Rice, he had my man of the match. He had 47 successful passes in that match. His expected goal threat was only 0.4. His progressive passes were 3.56, and his progression via dribbling was 2.7. So that's pretty much backs up what I thought I was seeing through the match. We were controlled. We were struggling to in the final third, and with Havertz, I think the one you can criticise is the one near the end where he gets a nice head and he heads it over. The other two, I think one was a great save, and the other one he's not positionally aware where that goal is. He thinks he's slightly further in, so when he aims it into that corner, it goes wide because he thinks he's slightly further forward than he is. But other than that, I thought our corners were poor, especially from Trossard, and Martinelli was okay, but again, some of those final balls needed to be a bit better.
Richard, can I ask a question about Martinelli? Sorry, mate. Can I ask a question? Do you think because of the fiasco in the past where he got the 2 yellow cards in about a minute, do you think he was playing cautious yesterday, maybe?
No, I mean, I think I've heard people say to him because the guy he was up against was is new to the league, but that guy was absolutely he was quick and he was a beast. So you're going to get that sometimes. You're going to get not win as many of your draws as you'd like. But when he did win them, what I would have liked to see was a better final ball. Saying that, it was his ball into a box that led to the Calafiori goal. So you give him a little bit, and you can't fault the effort he puts in going back and defending. So you got to look at it in those things. And his stats this season are better than you didn't imagine. He's beaten last season already, and he's still got more games to go. So he could get into double figures again this season, which isn't a bad output for a winger.
That's cool, mate. That's cool. Are you finished? Do you need any more you need to say, or?
No, not on the game.
That's great. So what I'm going to do now, guys, is I'm going to say this. It's man of the match time. Right, okay. I thought we might get a little jingle made at some point, Mark, if we could, if you know what I mean. Right, okay. So let's see, man of the match time. Daniel, please give us your man of the match, mate.
Mikel Arteta.
Okay, that's cool. But could we have a player that was on the pitch, if that's okay? I'm letting you have Arteta, but what player would you have given man of the match? Is what I'm saying.
If I have to choose, probably I'll choose David Raya.
David Raya, because he made some good saves, yeah?
Yeah, to keep us in the game.
You happy with that? Yeah? Okay, Bez, take your thing off mute. Give us your man of the match, mate. I think you already have, but give it us again.
I'm fighting David Raya and Fury, but to say that very much overall as a man, I've been kind of hitting his head the last couple of weeks. I'll say David Raya as well.
Just a question, Bez, did you watch the whole of the match? Did you watch it all?
Only the highlights on BBC and YouTube. I kind of
okay. No problem. I just wondered.
So I saw both sides of the, punditry side of match of the day things,
Yeah, well, I was going to have a little section on the pundits as well in a second as well. So you've segued to that quite nicely, but I'm just going to ask the two up the top first as well. Richard, man of the match, please, mate.
Well, my reason for giving it to Declan Rice was
because you love him.
He was pretty strong in that midfield, and if you saw when they came out at half time, he was the one leading the talk in the huddle.
Okay, go on, Mark. Man of the match and why, please, Macca.
I want to give a shout out to David Raya. 100%. I would definitely give a shout out to David Raya. That's guaranteed. For the reason of concentration. Yes, he made a couple of saves, but when you're doing nothing in a game and you then have to switch on, he was switched on. But my man of the match would have to be Declan Rice. So honestly, that guy was all over the pitch, and I agree with Richard full-heartedly. He was absolutely outstanding for me, Des.
Okay, I haven't really said much tonight because I'm letting you guys speak, but I had a technical issue yesterday in the watching. I couldn't actually see the second half, but from what I saw, what I could watch later, yeah, Declan or David Raya. You lads, you've hit the nail on the head. I'm not going to say any more than that because I feel that I'll be a little bit hypocritical. But from what I saw and what I saw later, definitely between Raya and Declan Rice. Okay, so before we go on to the major topic of the evening that I know you're all chomping on the bit to do, I actually want to do a bit of a... Oh, Brian, before I forget, sorry, Brian, let us know in the chat who your man of the match was if you're still in chat, please, mate. Right, I'm just doing a little... Guys, I'm going to say this. Commentators, why haven't they got anything decent to say about Arsenal? Bez, go first, mate. Why haven't commentators got anything decent to say about Arsenal?
I'll say this, in 23 years, very soon being an Arsenal fan, nothing changes. Because simply they hate us when we're doing well, when we do badly. There's always Arsenal fragile. There's always Arsenal crying, being the crybabies. There's always Arsenal players over celebrating. Can I please swear if I'm allowed to right now?
I said you could tonight because I've already done the disclaimer.
I'm not going to say sorry then to anyone. No need to apologize. You already said sorry enough. I don't need to say sorry to anyone besides each other.
Yeah.
I, for one, don't simply give a flying fuck what the commentators say anymore. I used to love all these commentators, barring a few obvious ones out there. Simply they're just not fun anymore. Even the pundits, my friend. Even the pundits really make it so boring. I feel like, come on. Even most of the ladies as well today are like, well, what is this? But like when we win, it's like, oh, Calafiori scored. Like, give the man credit. No, that was not an easy goal to score from that distance, more like as well.
Yeah,
they're too busy. They're too busy criticizing us rather than just trying to say feedback on us while we're doing well, on how we're playing football, how we are doing as a team, how we're doing as a fan base. At least we're behaving ourselves from out here anyway. We're not going to any. Well, despite the sadly death threats, which is disgusting. But all differences aside, I think we do pretty well as a fan base. I think we are.
Uh-huh.
But I'm very disappointed on the side of these broadcasters who employ these so-called commentators. They're just dull. Because I hear my native tongue's commentary as well. Sadly, they don't keep entertained because I hear the feedback from the English one, but it's just so dull. I just feel like for the life of me, I don't know what's going on. It's just like, from now, I wish we had a button on the remote just to say switch off commentary and just hear the sound from the game.
Uh-huh.
That's the way I see it now. Just switch off the commentary altogether. Just switch it off.
Fair enough. Right, Daniel, tell us what you think about the commentators, please, mate, and why are they always against Arsenal?
Sometimes I just want to turn off the commentary because they are all the same. The commentators and the pundits, they are all the same. They are all on the same WhatsApp group. So whatever you hear the commentators saying, you definitely going to hear the same thing from the pundit after the game. So it doesn't bother me anymore because the pundits are sometimes players, ex-players from the same club that doesn't like Arsenal. So it's normal when things like this happen. So sometimes I just want to switch off the commentary and just watch the still pictures of the game.
Fair enough, mate. Fair enough. Richard, go on in.
Yeah.
What do you think? Go on, give us your
Well,
thoughts, mate.
my first thing is, if you listen to especially Sky and certain BBC commentators, when they commentate on us, look, it seems as if they're watching a different match. When you get into certain incidences in matches, I'm not sure whether they're told to comment a certain way against us to make it more interesting and get more views in and make it better for that spectacle. But I try and listen without, and I always try and listen to the match commentary through the Arsenal app, because even though it's biased towards Arsenal, you're not going to get they're pretty good with how the game flow's going.
Cool.
There is
Brian?
more, but I want to leave that for a later section.
Okay, cool. Brian, are you with us? Are you back in?
Yeah. I'm kind of trying to multitask right now.
Oh, that's cool. Can you tell us about what you think about the commentary and pundits and why they always seem to be against us, mate?
So if any of y'all want to DM me y'all's email address or something like that, I will happily share my Peacock access with y'all, so you don't have to listen to the fucking idiots over there.
I'll take it.
I'm saying.
Cheers, man. Cheers.
No, it's really interesting, to see the clips on Twitter or whatever like that, as far as, Jamie Carragher, going in on people, and Roy Keane going in on people, and seeing seeing the stuff from like Match of the Day, and it's like, Jesus Christ, like they're going hard, and then you see the difference over here. And yeah, I mean, there's a little bit of anti-Arsenal bias, but it's not nearly as virulent, I guess. Like it's not as mean. And Richard, I want to kind of piggyback on something you said there, where it kind of seems like they're almost playing a role, like Jamie Carragher's playing a role, or somebody like that. If you watch the Champions League coverage on Paramount Plus over here, and you've got Michael Richards, Jamie Carragher, Thierry Henry, they are awesome. I love watching them because I don't think they're playing a role. I think they're just there to give what they think. They're there to have a good time, and I do kind of think a little bit, where they do have the direction to kind of be assholes. In terms of the historical aspect behind why they probably hate us, I mean, we were the Invincibles. We were the first team that had, I think we were the first team that had a non-British manager win the top flight. We were one of the first teams that had a majority of people of color in our starting lineup. Like, we've always done things the right way. And I think the establishment, doesn't really like the way that we have done things, and because we have been at the forefront there. So that's kind of my take on it, if that answers the question.
Just quickly, Brian, you man of the match, mate, because you didn't say before. For yesterday.
Declan Rice. He was
Nice.
Declan Rice. He was all over the place.
Cool.
Like he can run for like 10 miles.
Right, Mark. Rip strips off people. Why don't the commentators and the pundits like us, mate?
Do you know what? They've all got their own agenda. Every single fucking one of them. And Brian, you're absolutely right. We get the Champions League games over here, and you do get the likes of Thierry Henry, Micah Richards, even Jamie Carragher. Jamie Carragher is actually decent on it. He's fucking shit on Sky, but he's very good. He's very good there. I don't know. I think. Do you know what I think it is? See the likes of Thierry Henry. If I could break this down, see Thierry Henry, or even say Micah Richards. He's got a bit of allegiance towards Arsenal as well. That I only found out a couple of weeks ago. But these guys can come on, be chest, and just speak normal. See the rest of the pundits out there. They have to say things for clicks, and that's all they're doing. They know we have the most reactionary fan base in the world. If they say something wrong, they'll get clipped up, they'll get put out into the social medias, into the papers, and then bang, they make a name for themselves. And they use our club to do that. And that's the way I see it. Now, one of the greatest things that happened on, I think it was Thursday night, I was watching a game on Amazon Prime, and you could actually press a button, like a red button, and you just go to stadium noise.
All right.
And it takes it all away. It's like, thank you. If you're going to put these fucking idiots on my screen, do that. But I want to speak about one pundit. I want to speak about one fucking pundit.
Can I have a guess?
Yeah, go for it, bro.
Is it Gary Neville?
No, it's not. No, it's
Oh,
not.
right.
It's who?
Okay,
No, it's
go
not.
for it. Go for it.
Gary Neville is a failed Villarreal manager. And he was a shit right back at Man United. Bro, go and fuck off and do whatever you're going to do. Who gives a fuck what you're doing? No, mine was where Paul was watching. I don't even know what channel it's on because I didn't even watch this prick.
Sorry, Mark. Is it Steve Nichols? No, Steve Nichols for ESPN. No.
No. He's a dickhead as well.
I've got something to say about him, but I'll let you finish. I've got something to say about him.
Mine's is Stan Collymore.
Stan
Collymore came out yesterday and said that was a red card and it was justified. This is the same guy that smashed Erika Johnson up on the Euros, and she had to be protected from the Scotland fans to get away from him. This is the same guy. Why is he even getting airtime? Why is this Muppet getting airtime?
He's a criminal.
He's a fucking piece of shit. He's an absolute piece of shit. Him, Michael Owen, you're another piece of fucking shit as well. Go off the fucking screen. See, when you're sitting with these referees and you're going through decisions, fucking challenge them. I want you to challenge them. I don't want you to say, right, okay, I see their point. Get the fuck. As viewers, we want to know why they've done it. Not agree with them, challenge them. They don't do it. And I think Gary Neville, do you know what? Every single one of them have got their own agenda, and it's for money. It's a career for money, and they use the Arsenal fan base for clicks to get their profile up, and that's all they fucking do. Do you know something? I'll give you a name. Joey Barton. I'd rather have him as a fucking pundit, because and Roy Keane. I like Roy Keane. Roy Keane will come out and just say it like it is. One of the saddest days for me was Graham Souness coming off being a pundit.
Because he told the truth, Graham Souness, and if he didn't like it, tough.
He didn't have an agenda. He just came out with it. If it was shit, it was shit.
Yeah, exactly. Right, Richard, I don't know if I've asked you yet because I've kind of lost track. Have I asked you to tell us what you think of the commentators and the pundits?
Yeah, I mean, I would like to go with the a bit on where Mark is. I think, I mean, if you did very similar to what the TMO does in rugby, where it goes to a screen and there's a cooperation between the TMO and the referee to come to a decision, you're not going to get this where the VAR is backing their mate because this, unless they make clear and obvious error, is covering arses rather than making sure that wrong decisions get picked up. And yes, Michael Owen definitely, he asks good first questions, but he doesn't then challenge the retort from Howard Webb.
Exactly. That's the point I'm making. He never challenges it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Nobody's.
Yeah.
Like it's all good. It's all good. That's brilliant. However, honestly, I don't even watch it, bro. Honestly, I don't.
Fair enough. But I just wanted to see what you lads thought because I was just trying to fill some time. Bez, you've got 1 minute to do what you were going to talk about, if you don't mind. Because
Can I make it two? Can I make it two? Is that possible?
2 minutes, but I have to move on, mate. So do
Okay,
you think?
Steve Nichols is an utter piece of shit wanker because how dare he be stuck still in 1989 and still saying it was a danger foul play, first time viewing, then there's no red card, then he says a yellow card, then he changes a red card, then he's still being a crybaby telling us it's not a worthy yellow card, it's danger foul play. But somehow the Wolves yellow card, the second one, apparently is not that dangerous. I'm sorry, but did the Wolves player stamp on,
Well, we'll talk about that in a minute. We'll talk about that in a minute, mate. So,
Okay, Steve Nichols, and I'm saying Steve Nichols, was he the same one who did the 1 minute sign, the 89? Was he the same one who did 1 minute to go, guys? 1 minute to go? So that's him. Of course it's him. I thought it was an Arsenal born from the heart, simply be how he condones himself, as Mark said about Stan Collymore side of it. I don't like Stan Collymore as well. The less of him said, the better. But I say about Steve Nichols, I feel like he's always anti-Arsenal. Everything he speaks about Arsenal is never anything good. Craig Burley, obviously I'm saying that right, he's a Scotsman as well. He's an ex-Chelsea player, agrees with the viewpoint. Frank Leboeuf, French World Cup winner, played for Chelsea. He agrees that was wrong. Now everyone's saying that was a wrong decision. How dare this man still disagree? Literally clown shithousery, it seems like. How dare you be so biased? Like me as well. When I speak about the Arsenal, I try my best not to be too biased, if you know what I mean. I try to see both sides of the, opinion or the comment. Because obviously what happened to other teams today is funny, things happen. But at the same time, as you know, most games, including Saturday, it brightened our day, shall we say. But I'll leave that there for now.
So, Bez, where do I send the bill for the therapy session?
I'll give you my mum's therapy class bit, and you can just have a word with her.
Okay, no problem. Right, I'm just gonna say something about the commentary and stuff. I'm gonna actually give someone some props. That's something I saw yesterday. Tim Sherwood on Saturday Football, ex-Tottenham fan, said that the red card for Lewis was an absolute joke. So that tells you something about Tim Sherwood as a man, maybe not as a Tottenham player, but as a man, that tells you something. Okay, everybody, it's time for the bit we've all been waiting for. It is the Mike Oliver section of the show, but I just want to thank everybody that's contributed tonight for your comments on the game, on the transfer market, and obviously I chucked in, I chucked in the pundits. Mark is now going to put on a little video, and then we're going to go into the Mike Oliver section, and we're going to have some fun here. Hit it, Mark. Just to let you know, guys, there's no sound for legal reasons.
Good.
So what we're seeing here, just for context, we are seeing all the red cards that Mike Oliver has given Arsenal over the years, whether they be legit or stupid.
Shambolic to say as well.
That's another word for it, Bez.
I can say a lot more
This,
if you want me to.
this one's the most interesting one. It was the first time ever the two passes you play. You gave two
yellow cards in.
This was absolutely, sorry, Mark, this was absolutely shite of garbagery, of shithousery, you name it. I mean, fucking stupidity. How do you give people no chance to even check your line of duty?
It's not even shithousery, because at least shithousery is funny.
Well, funny in a funny, stupid way, Brian. I mean, him, not you, of course not, but, you know, this stupid referee. Look, come here. Yeah, yellow. Come here, red card. What the hell?
But honestly, I was watching this today, and I just lost count. I lost count. And I also want to add, while this is playing, that Howard Webb, I think, Brian, you might have put this in the chat, okay? And I hope it's true, like you said, right? Howard Webb is urged to drop Michael Oliver after Arsenal red card controversy. Is that just to shut fans up, or is that something they would legitimately do? That's what I would like to question, but that's not the question for now. So this is the Mike Oliver section, guys. I'm going to start with Richard because he's been doing his usual thing. He's been doing some research. So go on, Judy. Give us your facts, mate.
Right. So I'd like to say I would have hoped that Michael Oliver would have got that decision right yesterday. However, he is human, and he gets 3 seconds to see an incident and make a decision. He got it wrong, but VAR have the luxury of seeing that from multiple angles, and you'll think, yes, Skelly does have his studs on the calf and down onto the foot, but that's not the action. The action is the flick of the leg, and it's where he as he's going forward, he's got to plant his leg. That's why his studs go down the ankle. There's no force. There's no intent. Thing. So Michael Oliver, he's now sent 8 Arsenal players off, more than any other team. Man City only 1, Liverpool only 1, and both of them are double yellows. 4 of ours have been double yellows, 4 of them straight red cards. Everton have been and Man United and Tottenham have had 6 and 5 players sent off by him. But this is where I'll be fair to him. When you go down further into that analysis, when we're at home, he sent 2 players off for Arsenal, and one of our opponents has had a player sent off. So that's pretty even. When we go away from home again, we've had 6 players sent off, and the opposing team have had 5 players sent off. So they're again pretty even, but it does show that there is a bias in Michael Oliver towards the home team. When we're, especially if we're the away team, he is more willing to send a player off for us if there's an incident he thinks deserves a card.
All right, let me jump in here real quick because I got a couple thoughts on that. Number one, if Michael Oliver is more apt to send an opposing player off, right? Like if we're going to Wolves and we get somebody sent off, you know, supposedly there's that whole thing about how home field advantage really doesn't matter. And based on this, I would call bullshit, at least as far as how he gives out cards. And I would venture that makes Michael Oliver kind of a weak referee. You know, if he can't stand up to to the pressures of the crowd. And I also want to go back to something else you said, Richard, as far as Michael Oliver, having the 3 seconds or whatever it was to make that decision. Guess what? You're a referee, supposedly the best referee in the best league on the planet. You don't get calls like that wrong. Like I'm sorry. You can say what you want about studs, the action was the flick of the boot, whatever it was. Michael Oliver should get that call right. Any referee, like if I was reffing in the Premier League, I should get that call right. There's no excuse for it.
Well put, Brian. Richard, just a question. Are you being devil's advocate here?
Sort of. There is also another thing there. We're complaining about it because that decision went against us. But I'd also like to highlight that David Silva in City's game yesterday, horrendous tackle.
Mm-hmm.
Yellow card. The Gomez one in the same match, same referee.
Straight red card though. That second one, Richard. It's straight red.
It should be by the PGMO's definition, which they came out with a Lewis Skelly, because the studs were showing and it was above the ankle, which Gomez one hit. Was it Saliba on the leg or Gabriel on the ankle and the shin? That should have been a straight red, but it wasn't. And then you've got in the Liverpool game, Ipswich player Cisco goes knee high. His knee is chest high and quite close to the Liverpool player's head. Bundled straight into him. Just a yellow card. It was a straight red. So it's not only us getting bad decisions, but we've got to call them all out if we want any seriousness here, and to be taken seriously.
Well, again, it comes down to consistency, doesn't it?
Yeah, there's got. We can't complain about ours if we're not complaining about ones not given for other teams when it's blatant. It's like when I said with the FA Cup, the Man United penalty we got against Man United wasn't a penalty. It was just so soft. I'd have been fuming if it had been given against us. So you've got to hold that level of consistency with every decision you analyse, I think.
Okay, so one more quick question and give me a quick answer on this one, right? You've tried to be devil's advocate, which I can understand, right? Because you are all about the stats, okay? But how do you really feel? Forget devil's advocate. How do you really feel?
In the moment, I thought it was a disgrace. I would have liked him to have got that right at the time. But as I said, you're in the game. You get a split second. You see something in a split second, and you've got to make that decision. Formulate that in your head.
Because I've got to be
and give your decision.
I've got to be quite honest. Sorry, I thought you finished.
Yeah.
I've got to be quite honest with you, mate. I was raging. Yeah. So that's just my put. But anyway, enough about me. Okay. Daniel,
can I just give one other point?
Yeah, of course you can. Sorry, I thought you finished.
My real anger is at Darren England and VAR, because they had the opportunity to get it right, and they didn't.
Why did VAR not call him over to that screen? That's what I don't get.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll move on. Thank you, Richard. We'll move on. Daniel, let it rip, mate.
Okay. Sorry, Richard, but I'm not having any of those things you're saying.
Fair enough.
Respectfully, I'm not having it. And I don't want to come as someone that's jumping on your take and trying to be disrespectful to your opinion, because you are rightly entitled to your opinion, and rightly so. But I'm not having any of this thing you're saying, because this referee has an history with Arsenal. Remember, this is the same referee that booked Mike Lewis Kelly even before the young man made his Premier League debut. You remember? This is the same referee who gave Martinelli 2 yellow cards in same passage of play. Martinelli doesn't even know he has a yellow card on him before giving him 2 yellow card. How can you give a player a yellow card when he doesn't know even there was a yellow card on him already? This is the same referee who said he doesn't want to spoil the game because it was a big game, Manchester Arsenal versus Man City, and that game was at the Emirates. If you're saying that Michael Oliver has a weak mentality, doesn't want to give a red card to Joao Gomez, what's his name? Gomez, I've forgotten his first name. Gomez, because Wolves were at home and what doesn't want to get the repercussion from the fans. So why can he do that at the Emirates against Arsenal? So I'm not having any of those things. I just feel it's corruption. Who are Arsenal playing next week? Manchester City. Who paid for Michael Oliver to go to Saudi Arabia to officiate the game? The owners of Manchester City. Who are Arsenal playing in the League Cup semi-final? Newcastle. Michael Oliver, who does he support? Newcastle. So you can't tell me there's no corruption. You can't tell me there's no bias. You can't tell me that this household is officiating a game when it comes to Arsenal in its right sense, because it's obvious he hates Arsenal and it's obvious he's a corrupt shit and it's a disgrace to officiating. And I'm not going to let Darren England and the rest of the VAR get a leeway on this because they are absolutely as shit as Clan Oliver is, because they actually saw that in a replay and decided to stick with the unfair decision. In my opinion, they are as corrupt as Michael Oliver, they are shit as Michael Oliver, and they should all be dropped. And the most annoying part is for the PGMOL or the Premier League coming out to say they are standing with Michael Oliver, the abuse is getting. They should show us an evidence whereby someone has threatened Michael Oliver. Not just bringing a statement that Michael Oliver is being threatened. Who has Michael Oliver's Twitter account?
Yeah. Right, I can say while I've been watching this doing this on my phone, the Telegraph have reported that the police are investigating death threats against Michael Oliver.
They can't.
So it is real and it is factual.
No. You can't just come out and put out a statement without evidence. When Kai Havertz's wife was insulted, there was an evidence. She put out an evidence of the people insulting her. Where a lot of players get insulted, they put out evidence and say this player has racially abused me. Whenever this referee gets a decision wrong, they come out with a statement that the referee give us a proof, give us a WhatsApp message, give us a Twitter message whereby this referee have been threatened. Not just coming out to bring a statement and saying they have been big. You want to do a damage control and say, oh, they have been threatened. Who has this referees, their WhatsApp or their TikTok or their Facebook or their Twitter handles? I don't see any of them on Twitter. You can come out and make statement that they have been threatened. Why? Because you want to spin a narrative whereby you want to make the fans.
Daniel. They are 100. He has 100. Sorry, Des, on you go.
God, I was just going to say, Daniel, can I just throw something at you? I know what you're saying, right? I'm not disagreeing with you, but he could have been leaving the ground yesterday and been threatened. Do you know what I mean? I know. I'm just saying. It's all.
Don't give me a narrative where there's no evidence. When
I'm not trying to give you any narrative. I'm just saying it could have happened. I'm not giving you any narrative.
It could have happened, but what happened was Michael Oliver was a clown. That's what happened. That's the evidence. That's the evidence we have in hand. That Michael Oliver ruined the game yesterday. That's the evidence we have in hand, not the evidence of them bringing a statement that Michael Oliver was assaulted or was insulted. When Jose Mourinho insulted Anthony Taylor, we all saw it after the game. We all saw it. That
I get the point you're making. I do get the point you're making.
Went for him, and we all saw the evidence. Now you can have a go at Jose Mourinho for doing that.
Daniel, I can tell you wholeheartedly. See the evidence thing. I know 1,000,000%. The Arsenal fan base have put messages to him, his family, and done it because that's what the Arsenal fan base do. We just saw Kai Havertz. Don't go down that avenue. It has happened. It's unacceptable. I'll come in and have my piece in a minute, bro. Go on about the referee. Go on about the referee.
No, Mike,
Because
you
of
can you can stick with what you believe, right? You can stick with what you believe.
I'll
Me,
be proven right.
I'm, not,
I'll be
I'm
proven
telling
right,
you,
Daniel.
I'm telling you, I do not believe any of the fucking statement the PGM were putting up without evidence. If you want to show me the evidence, I will gladly come here and say, okay, yes, I was wrong for making that statement. I was wrong. But you can't tell me the PGM are not trying to spin a narrative because of the fucking performance of one of the top referees they have.
Well, hang on a second, because hang on, let me get back to y'all.
Look, Daniel, we're not defending him, right? And we're not saying
No.
you're wrong. We're not saying you're wrong. We're not defending him. And not. We have no proof. I can't bring nothing up for you now and say,
We know the police are
Bro,
investigating
let me-
a claim.
bro, let me
That's all we
finish.
know.
Let me finish, right? Let me land. Please let me land, right? Listen, I'm not saying you're wrong. You want proof. I would love to see some proof. But until it is proven, we have to accept that there is a chance it may have happened. We have to, Daniel. We have to.
You have to accept me, Daniel. I'm not accepting that.
Look, mate, that's your choice. I'm not.
Well, let me-
Don't try and get me twisted here, mate. That's your choice. That is your choice, and I accept it. But end of the day, I am not trying to force any narrative onto you or anybody in this chat, this show, right? Whatever, this platform. All I'm trying to say to you that you have to leave a little piece there that it could be true.
Then do you know why I don't want to believe any of this shit?
Please tell
You
me.
know what?
Please tell me.
This morning, Sky Sport brought out a clip. I think I've forgotten his name. The journalist, I think he works for the Telegraph or Daily Mail, I think. He was saying that Howard Webb is angry at the referees, the S players and punditry for going all out and calling out Michael Oliver for his performance yesterday. Do you know what happened after like 30 minutes? They deleted the clip. Why? Because they try to spin a narrative whereby we, the fans, will fall for it and say, oh, the referees, the pundit are all doing all shit, whatever they're trying to do. Because the fans, it's not just Arsenal fans going for Michael Oliver, not just Arsenal, every fans are going for him on this game, on this shambolic performance. So they try to spin a narrative. Now, if for God's sake, if something like this had happened, that would have been the first place the PGMOL and the English FA would have targeted, because they know what's going on, because they see it coming. And trust me, Arsenal as a club, if they don't take an action against Michael Oliver not officiating any of Arsenal again, then I'll know this club is not serious. If Arsenal don't take any action against Michael Oliver not officiating any of our game, then I'll know this club is not serious, because the likes of Sir Alex Ferguson have done that before. The likes of Jurgen Klopp has said that about several referees, and he has done that. Jose Mourinho does it too.
Yeah.
So,
can I say something there, Daniel? I do not expect Arsenal to challenge it, because I expect the Premier League panel to overturn this decision when it convenes, and that has a look at all these controversial decisions. And the Premier League panel is made up of ex-players, ex-managers, and some ex-referees. So I expect them to overturn that decision.
and do you know why I don't trust? Do you know why I don't trust they'll overturn it? Because
It's your time to speak.
Because it's Arsenal. It's Arsenal. Because the fans are going against what the referee did. So they're going to make it to like they are using Arsenal as a scapegoat, because the fans are insulting or whatever they are trying to say, threatening or whatever they're trying to say, calling out the referee. They'll say, okay, we're trying to make it as a scapegoat whereby no fans can question the referee if they go for the referee for having a shit game, having a shit performance. They've done it before. Arsenal always used as the precedent to say whatever they want to say. Have you seen a player sent off for $2 yellow, for a card for kicking the ball away? Troy Gomez should have been sent off in the 46th minute for kicking the ball away. Did Michael Oliver did that? No. a lot of players would have been set up for kicking the ball away. The likes of Szoboszlai. Do you see that? No, it's Arsenal. They always use Arsenal as a benchmark for whatever they want to do. Tommy Asu got a yellow card at Crystal Palace, 4-time wasting, and he wasn't even the one wasting time. It was
Can I give you a counter to that? Can I give you just a quick counter? Right, start of the season, all teams knew that if you time waste, you would get a yellow. We'll go back about 3 seasons when Stoke were in the season Stoke got relegated. At the start of the season, there was a directive from the PGMO that any shirt pulling and pulling of players in the penalty box at set pieces would be punished. And for I think for about the first month, 3-4 games, Stoke were victims of that new directive, and then it settled down, and referees stopped giving those yellows for those incidences. And it's the same. It's the same with the yellow cards and second yellow cards for time wasting. And they were hot on it for the first few games.
Let me say something. Let me just say something. Daniel, you say you want proof, right? And to a degree, you deserve proof. We all deserve proof. But there'll still be a section of the fan base that'll go, oh, well, he deserved it. If it's legit, there'll be a section of the fan base that will still turn around and go, well, he deserves it.
But yeah, they're the mindless few, aren't they? I think.
Well, no, I know, but we have to bring everybody into this.
We have to call it out if it's true. And and it is unacceptable if it's true. No one deserves that. No one.
I like the fact that you're using the word "if." That's a conditional statement.
Because that's all I can.
Daniel, do you know what you're doing? Daniel, do you know what you're doing right now? And I'm disappointed. I'm honestly disappointed. And I don't want to come off mute on you at all. I'm disappointed because you're deflecting it away from Michael Oliver. We can do this show. No, mate. We could do this show anytime where we could counter each other and actually go. You're talking about do you think rather than facts.
No, you are the one. You are Mark. You are the one thing you think. I'm not thinking. I'm giving you facts. The fact is that
facts. You're
right. Guys, one at a time. Otherwise, you're just going to drag each other out.
No, you're correct.
No,
don't threaten his family. Don't threaten him. But
I'm not defending that. I'm only saying I need a proof that truly is family.
Yes, you do. So get an email from PGMOL. You're deflecting from Michael fucking Oliver, bro.
You are the one deflecting. You are the one deflecting. You are the one deflecting. No. I won't take that. You are the one deflecting.
Hold on. This is my show. Shut up for a second, right? Listen to me, right? What difference would the proof make, Daniel? What difference? He's still. Hold on. Let me finish.
You asked the question.
No. Because I haven't finished the question yet. Right? Okay. What happened. We can't change it. Yeah. We all agree that it was wrong. There's other teams, like everybody has said, and I think even you said, there's other people from other teams gone, nah, that shouldn't have happened. Right? Okay. I totally agree with what you're saying. At the end of the day, if a man, whether he's a referee, whoever he is, if he is, and I've got to use if because I haven't got facts, right? If he is being threatened or his family are being threatened, that is out of order. No matter what you may think or anybody else on this panel may think, if a man or a woman or a child is being threatened because of a football game, whether we've got a statement from so-and-so or a statement from someone else, that is out of order. You cannot condone anything like that. Yeah,
I'm not condoning it.
I'm not saying you are. I'm speaking general.
No. But that's the way you're phrasing your question. It's like I'm condoning the threat.
No, I'm not. I'm not at all.
That's what I wanted to get, because the way you're phrasing your question seems as if I'm condoning. I said if there's something like that, I'll gladly raise up my hand and apologize, because it's only a statement and there's no evidence. That's what I'm saying. If I see an evidence whereby this comes of threatening Michael Oliver's family, That's out of order. That's not what we want in the game. I'm only saying the only proof we have right now is that Michael Oliver had a shocking performance, and that should be the
He
Yes.
did. He
All
did
right.
have.
Agree with
I'm
that.
All
not-
right, so,
Yeah,
all right,
shocking
so,
performance.
all right, so
Hold on,
Daniel,
Brian. One
Daniel,
second.
if-
I'm not accusing you of anything,
Okay.
Daniel. I'm not accusing you of anything. Don't ever think I'm accusing you of anything because I'm not. All I'm saying is, if the man is being threatened and his family is being threatened, to me, that is the lowest of the low.
yes,
And
I agree.
so you agree with me on that point. That's the point I'm trying to make, right? Whether I've got proof or not, it's up to me and it's up to you to decide. Well, maybe he is being threatened, but you're demanding proof, which is again, it's a double-edged sword because yes, you deserve proof, but also we have to give him the benefit of the doubt until it is proven. We have a saying in this country, I'm sure you do in yours, right? Innocent till proven guilty. Okay, so at the end of the day, whether it is a load of rubbish or it's the truth, he is innocent until proven guilty. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? So at the end of the day, if this man is being threatened, that is wrong. If his family is being threatened, if anybody was threatening you, Daniel, I'll be the first one to stand up and say, you're out of order there, mate, or missus, whatever the case may be. Yeah? You get me?
Yeah, can
Go
I say
ahead.
something else?
Yeah, of course you can. Go ahead.
You know, sometimes when I speak, I try to go with facts. Do you remember when David Cruz incident actually happened? Do you know the first statement? You remember the first statement the PGMOL brought out?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, go carry on.
They were siding with David Cruz. Some news were coming that it was AI generated images, AI generated voices. The PGMOL was actually supporting David Cruz until there was a backlash. So that's why I don't trust the PGMOL.
Daniel,
That's why I don't trust them. No, I'm just telling you the reason why I don't trust these guys and their statement. You
But
understand what I'm saying?
I'm going to chuck something at you, bro. They're the PGOML, right? They're going to stick together no matter what. They've got a reputation to try and uphold. So they're going to stick together. Doesn't matter. As a fan, right? And I hate to talk to you like this because I don't like it, but you've kind of pushed me into a corner. As a fan, they don't care what you think, right?
Mm-hmm.
They don't give an absolute monkeys what you think, right? What they care about is they've got to come out of this clean. So they will stick together, bro. They will tell you you're wrong every time you say, well, no, actually, I'm right. They will tell you, they will do the complete opposite of what you as a person, you as a fan want them to do. That is the truth. And I'm sorry to be so blunt with you. Sorry to be so blunt with you, but that is it. Brian, please go ahead. Daniel, I'll come back to you in a second, honestly. Go ahead, Brian.
All right. So Daniel, just so I understand, you're not mad or you're not okay with Michael Oliver, getting the threats and everything like that. You're mad that PGMOL may be playing that up. Is that what we're saying?
What I'm saying, the PGMOL can put whatever statement they want to put out to clean their ass. So I need proof for me to really believe that what they are saying is true, because time after time they've proven to be a corrupt body. That's what I'm saying. And
okay, so it's not the issue.
If there's an evidence that truly Michael Clan Oliver has been threatened and his family has been threatened, then that's out of order. That's not something we want in football. That's not what that's not something I'll condone for.
All right, so you're mad at PGMOL, not necessarily Michael Oliver in that situation. Is that what we're saying?
The situation is not about PGMOL. The situation is about Michael Oliver. But I'm just trying to say they are putting up a statement which I do not believe is true. The PGMOL should have come out to apologize. Oh, we've got the decision wrong. That should have cleared the whole situation. Nobody, I don't believe any fans will be going after Michael Oliver if the PGMOL actually come and say, oh, we got this decision wrong. Next time we'll do better. There will not be anybody saying there's a conspiracy theorist.
Well, it's funny. It's funny you kind of say that because Des, you were talking about how they don't give a shit about their reputation. They're mainly concerned about protecting their own. I would venture, and of course this is all an academic thought exercise, if you will. But So I'm a retired chief in the Navy, and we have a whole bunch of rules for the chief that we have to memorize. Rule number 1 is the chief is always right. Rule number 2 is, in the impossible instance that the chief could be wrong, refer to rule number 1. It's kind of a joke like that. But I've always tried to live by, sometimes to be in accordance with rule number 1, you have to admit when you're wrong. And I think that if PGMOL would come out and say, hey, we got this wrong, then, they would be doing the right thing. And that would also, really elevate their reputation. Hey.
But with respect, Brian, and I'm sorry, Daniel, I'm going to have to move on in a minute, right? But with respect, even if the PGM, I'll get me letters muddled up because I'm a bit flustered, but even if the referees organisation came out and said we were wrong, it's too late. That's the problem.
Yes, that is true. But at least in my eyes, it would say
there's a sense of integrity if they actually come out and say they're sorry. There's a sense of integrity.
Yeah, but they won't.
If they came out and said they're sorry
Exactly.
and they got it wrong, it would be overturned immediately. But they're not going to do that because they're protecting their own.
Yep, totally agree.
The biggest issue is the lack of transparency and the lack of accountability they have. And we are the best league in the world, apparently. We know we're the hardest, it's the most physical. Yet, the PGMO only employs 20 referees for Premier League games, 30 assistants, and the select group 2 that do the championship can be 4th officials. So you've only got 20 referees in what's the hardest league in the world, every three to 6 days having to officiate a match. The Bundesliga, on their books, have 40 referees and X amount of assistants and 4th officials. They have double. It's not as fast, it's not as physical. So why are we not employing similar numbers to that?
Right. Can I just say,
what's the pay difference between
Yes,
Bundesliga and
that's a
Premier
good
League?
thing. That's a good question. But I mean, it was last season, and I'm going back to last season when we had the same amount of referees, but the average age was 50. That's dropped this season because we've employed a few younger ones, and some of them are foreign referees as well.
Okay, guys, I genuinely have to move on. Daniel, I do understand your frustration, mate. I really, really do.
I think we're all frustrated.
I mean, it may not come across to you that I do, but I actually really do.
Yeah.
But Bez, come on, tell us what you think, mate.
Well, about who especially? What do you want me to say about?
Well, about Michael Oliver. That's what we're talking about, and about the you can actually talk about the foul. You can talk about the foul yesterday as well now. So go on, mate. It's your turn.
I'll say it my way without attacking anyone else here. I'll say simply he didn't do his job properly. Simple as that. I'm sorry. At least assess your viewpoint. Then you make your own decision. If you can't make your own decision, then call for help. Make the on-field decision as they do in Champions League. Make the on-field decision on the moment. Double check it, triple check it, as we learn in England. I've been here long enough, in Britain. Sorry, triple check it, but don't just go by your intuition and just say, "Oh, you know what? There's a straight red." But I don't condemn the abuse of force. No, I don't condemn the abuse. For what I know is that's not very nice, but. If it is, it is. I don't want to see any evidence, in my opinion. But for me, it's not nice if it's true. If that is what the FA is saying now.
Okay.
In my view as well, yes, it was a foul, but it's not a red card. I'm sorry, it's not a red card. As Stevie Nichols said,
let's be honest, Bez. It was a yellow card all day long.
Yes, it was, because Stevie Nichols says it should be a red. Yes, it should be a red in his eye, but my eye as a younger fan or a younger supporting Arsenal fan, being a bias now, I for one, we have so many decisions go against us this season. We had to stay calm. We had to react in a nice, polite way. Yeah, but when we make noise, they don't like it. These officials, these so-called pundits, who get paid to do this thing we're doing right now. I, for one, seeing the game as well as an outside Arsenal fan, I simply see it that even when the guy got booked of Wolves first time, he literally remonstrates with the referee like, "Oh, what did I do wrong? Why are you booking me?" He's like, "Hold on a second. If that was Martinelli, we got sent off against them, and he did the same thing. He got second yellow in space of 1 minute. So you tell me now, João, I already forgot his name. João, I'm confused with now. So many names.
Gomez.
João Gomez, yeah, same way. And then it's just clearly the plot. Like beginning of season, in the same team now, as Brian mentioned earlier in the WhatsApp group, the same team who tried literally to harass our players, to basically manhandle our players in a way that's not acceptable in a professional working environment. You know, they go away with murder. Yet when we do something, you know, for the good of the game, to make a balanced, fair play policy, somehow, somewhere, we get told, behave yourself, man up, you know, show some balls for once. I'm thinking, yeah, we show some balls as a football team. But then when we show balls, I, for one, don't see a lot of, I'll say this, transparency between football team, other fans, and the other media outlets. Clearly, they just want to attack us and really try and burn us down to the ground as much as they can. But for our team and our fan base, later I've noticed, we don't back down easily. We don't give up a fight. And then we just fight for the right to be an Arsenal fan. That's why I'm very tired. We've had a long week. I personally feel like we've been through a lot this week, but we rose above it in a very, very good way to put it. We showed them that clearly we can survive the onslaughts. And plus, yesterday when we got the man sent off as we did, I told myself in my head, because I was working when you messaged me as well, I just told myself there's still second half to go. We done before against Bolton. We had 10 men for literally for the whole game, well, half the game, and with 3-2 at the end, it was away. And then, you know, we've done it before. So some way, somehow, I guess we're showing that we have that bit of balls in our tank, you know, because it feels like all these so-called outlets are attacking us for being in tough wickets now, you know. Yes, they go set piece FC, but for me, I call it set pieces, balls have it FC, you know. They also have it, you know. We don't need wheels on a bus, unlike some things out there. Because apparently lately, as I say this, apparently I've been told now people see my face on YouTube, on Facebook, they recognize me on the street as well. I'm like, okay. And who attack now, which fan base I'm attacking now. Apparently they notice in my face. I'm like, you know what? If you want my autograph, guys, just send me your envelope. I'll happily deliver it myself, you know, and in your pigeon box, you know. Brian, I'll do it your American way. I'll find a special way for you to do it for you, and to Daniel as well.
Yeah. Bez, what's annoying with that is that the punishments for Gomez, yeah, he called it up by sending Gomez off, but it was a second yellow. That's a one-match ban. As it stands, unless it's overturned, Skelly loses. We lose him for 3 matches, and with our current defensive and lack of squad depth, that is critical to us. So the punishments are extreme.
Extreme, yes,
You want that consistency. Yeah.
Yeah, one thing I'll say, was it not before that if a player goes more than, let's say, 3 yellow cards, 4 yellow cards, they get a red card, then they get banned more than 1 game? Now it seems they get a straight red card, straight away he misses 3 games. Like, who's making these rules now? Clearly some rules are not being justified the way they were. Like,
no, the straight red card has always been. That's always been that way.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm overthinking something else. My bad. Excuse me.
Yeah, that's cool. Right, Bez, are you happy? Yeah.
For that segment, yes, I'm happy with what I've said.
Yeah,
I hope
okay,
I was clear what I said as well.
I just
Well,
want to
let me say one last thing on
quick,
my
Brian,
call.
quickly.
So
Fergie time,
so I
B
saw a
team,
real
Fergie
quick-
time.
So I saw a real quick clip on Twitter earlier today, and it was Leandro Trossard, and I think he was talking to João Gomez, and there was some bullshit yellow card, but you could clearly see him say, "Oh, he got me too earlier. And I think that really shows that the players think Michael Oliver's a fucking joke too.
Can I ask a quick question as well? How much do you think?
Because I need to move
Yeah.
on, mate. So quickly.
Okay,
Yeah?
it was just how much do you think media bias and other fan bias and pundit bias affects a referee's mind in a game?
Does it at all? I mean, end of the day, they should be focused on the game, should they not?
Well, we had it in the Wenger era where we were too soft and we were kicked off the park and nothing was ever done.
Right. Okay. Well,
So what I'm saying is, it's not a conscious bias, but a subconscious bias. By reading an article or listening to a piece of news, when you go into a match and something happens, that triggers in the mind. It's just a thought. And as I said, it's something I want to touch on the separate.
Well, we'll leave
program,
that, Rich. We'll leave that for another show because I just want to say that no one's attacking anybody here. It's meant to be debate. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I've got to move on. I've kind of had the wind knocked out myself a bit, but it's fine. I'll talk about that in a moment. Mark, please, mate, take over.
Thank you. I was actually going to come on tonight and say, Daniel, I was going to apologise to you, Daniel, and I was going to say I will never dispute anything you have to say regarding referees. Now, this is the hottest topic of the night. I'm watching the time. I get to see the time of the show, and I'm watching it. We are 46 minutes in, and I'm finally getting to say something because everybody has been jumping back and forward, but no one has stated facts. The Premier League referees get paid £1,000 per game. £1,000. That's what they get for that game. Michael Oliver got paid £20,000 to go over to Saudi Arabia with his 3 officials to do one game. £20,000. All expenses paid, all the rest of it. Daniel, I really thought you would go for that. However, you didn't. Then on top of that, we go back to last season, Man City, Arsenal. Kovacic comes in, smashes Declan Rice, receives a second yellow card. A yellow card. 2 minutes later, he smashes Odegaard. Stonewall yellow card. Not given. His excuse afterwards was did not want to destroy the game. Kovacic would have been sent off in the first half of that game. Did not want to destroy the game. Following fixture this season, Michael Oliver's the referee again. Trossard's under the booking. Within less than 600th of a second, Trossard does not kick the ball away. The rule came out in the summer. Kick the ball away, guaranteed that you're getting a yellow card. Same rule that came out as well from PGMOL. Do not approach a referee unless you're a captain. You will receive a yellow card. But let's take it back to Michael Oliver, because that is the topic I want to speak about tonight. Michael Oliver. Not PGMOL, Michael Oliver. Trossard does not kick the ball away. He flicks the ball over to Martinelli to do a transition, and Arsenal were on the attack. Second yellow. First half of the game. He destroyed that game. Second yellow. We're off. Now, we've seen, you just want facts. These facts are all out there. You want facts. Michael Oliver has been seen with the Newcastle shirt on. We know that he's been tapped up over in Saudi Arabia, where he's been given £20,000. Not dollars, not Saudi money, pounds to officiate one game. One fucking game. Arsenal's next 2 games. Newcastle, Man City. Well, sorry, Man City, Newcastle. It is corrupt as it comes. Yesterday's game. Miles Lewis Skelly gets that red card. It's a trip. I heard you, Richard, with your stats, and I've looked at it on numerous angles. I'm hearing people coming out and defending Michael Oliver. Studs down. Studs down. Sorry, when I played football, and I'm pretty sure to this day, you wear shin guards. So when you're putting a flick out of the ball and you're trying to plant your foot, of course it's going to come down. Of course it's going to come down. But the shin guards are there to protect that. That happens every game. Every game. Every single game. Nothing happened. Bar the red card. Michael Oliver losing his shit again. There's a red card, Arsenal. I'll take it as a mistake. On you go, Michael. What else are you going to do in this game for me, Michael? Gomez kicked the ball away 4 times. Declan Rice kicked the ball away. Didn't even kick it away. The ball was rolling. Same referee hit the back of Declan Rice's foot, went out. Yes, he touched it. Michael Oliver, straight away, yellow card. Even though in that same game, the ball was beat at 60 yards. 60 fucking yards by the same player that done it. So, no yellow card there. Okay, Michael, what have you got next for me? Gomez kicks the ball away 4 times. Could have had 4 yellow cards. That's straight away 2 red cards. If he'd done yellow, he could have been given, but he wouldn't got there because he should have been off after the first 2. 4 times it happened. What is Gomez's second yellow card? 1,000,000 times harder and more dangerous than Lewis Kelly's. What does he get? A yellow card. A yellow card. A second yellow. The 5th yellow card that Gomez should have had during that game. Watch your back, guys. Go and watch your fucking back. So, PGMOL, I think you're not worth the gravy that you're in. I get you where you come from, Daniel. But Michael Oliver is absolutely 1,000,000% fucking corrupt. Corrupt. I said on the podcast yesterday, and this will be my final point, Des, and then I'll hand it back to you, bro, right?
Cheers, man.
I said on the podcast yesterday, if I had been in the stadium, because of all the shitty decisions this guy's put inside my head, and I'm watching, I probably would have left that stand. And I would have run onto the pitch and I would have punched that bastard clean in the face. And I'm not an aggressive person. If you ever meet me in real life, guys, I'm not an aggressive person. I would have done it. Because I am fucking sick of his corruption. Him. David Coote, let's call a spade to spade. David Coote snorts coke and he's got his agendas. That's facts. Michael Oliver gets paid money and he's got a bias towards City. Facts. Stats could come out. Liverpool and Arsenal have had the most yellow cards and the most red cards from this referee. Why? Why we're not answering that question, Daniel? That's where I expected you to come from today. But however, what I will say, regardless of my frustration, I know for a fact, this Arsenal fan base went for Kai Havertz, their player, their very own player, online. So I know for 1,000,000%, I don't need evidence. PGMOL are not coming out and saying lies. This is facts. Someone will be done. Fair play to Arsenal for catching who done it to Havertz, and they'll do it to Oliver as well. 1,000,000%. They'll catch him. And then death threats to his family, him, his wife, his kids, any member of his family is fucking disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. And back to you, Des. Daniel, I'm disappointed and you're not getting an apology just for actually your take on PGMOL. Sorry, bro.
Right, so I've got to close this one down, guys. This took a totally different. This was a curveball on me tonight. Didn't take the way I thought it was going to go. I'm going to quickly give my thoughts, and then I'm going to thank everybody. But my thoughts are this: there is an Arsenal agenda somewhere, and I'm not going to mention the PGM, the referee thing. I have to solely talk about David Oliver because he was the referee. Okay, so I'm going to simplify it. When is dissent not dissent? Because there were so many times in the match where the Wolves players were round the ref. Okay, I've got. Even I know this for a fact. Wolves supporters were saying it wasn't a red card. They were laughing at it as they were walking out the stadium, going, "That wasn't a red card." I know it for a fact. I've seen videos. Okay. I'll tell you this now. Michael Oliver yesterday made that game all about him. I don't care that he supports Newcastle. I don't care that he got paid £20,000 to go and referee a game over in Dubai or whatever. I don't care. The man has no standards. He has no scruples. Yeah? I'm telling you now, there were 30 fouls yesterday between the two teams. 20 by Wolves, 10 by Arsenal. Right? Declan Rice, Lissandro Trossard, and Timber were getting hacked down like they were trees. And Michael Oliver was brushing it off most of the time. Yeah? I don't get how this man is rated the #1 referee in the UK. He couldn't look after a creche, let alone referee a blooming football match, right? And what really annoys me is,
Des.
where is hold on, Rich, where is the violent conduct? Tell me this, right? When you put your foot down on the floor when you're wearing football boots, can I just ask a question? Have you all worn football boots? Just give me a collective yes or no.
Yes.
Have you all worn football
Yes.
boots? Tell me how you don't put your foot down, studs up. Tell me how you don't. Okay? Now, I tell you what, the one thing I won't dispute is that was a yellow card all day long yesterday. I will not dispute that because of how Lewis went in. There was no violent conduct. Yeah? No violent conduct. And what even gets me even worse is 70 yards away from our own goal, Partey was further up the pitch, and they're also trying to claim that he was the last man. Leave it out. You're having an absolute laugh. You're having a joke. Now, don't get me wrong, I like a laugh like everybody else. But when it's appropriate, do you know what I mean? And the thing is, right, we've got too many referees in the English game that have egos. Okay? They're not there to be ref. It's, oh, look at me. I mean, most of them mince. So, do you know what I mean? But I will say this. Michael Oliver had a little plan before he walked on that pitch yesterday. Whatever you five may think, he had a plan to walk on that pitch yesterday and put one up the Arsenal. Yeah? And that's not a euphemism, by the way, right? But I tell you now, whatever little plan he had, thank you, Gomez, through your own stupidity, and it was a dead cert red card, you got sent off. Yeah? But I tell you now, whatever master plan that Pinky and the Brain had regarding David Oliver, Calafiori put an end to that. Yeah? And I tell you now, justice yesterday. We had, for once, out of a bad situation, we had justice. Yeah? And I tell you now that I think I speak for Mark, I probably speak for all of you. Yeah? And this is where I'm going to end this. I never want Michael Oliver to referee an Arsenal game ever again. That's all I want. Yeah? Let him go down to take him down to the Championship. Yeah? Put him in the Vanarama League if you have to. That man, he should be stripped. He should not be allowed to referee ever again. But I definitely don't want him to referee an Arsenal match ever again.
And
on that cheer,
yeah,
go on,
my
Richard, go on.
comment is, isn't it concerning that if Michael Oliver is our #1 referee and he's pissed poor, how poor the other 19 are.
Well, yeah. I mean, it just shows standards, doesn't it? I personally would bring in the European refs. Say, right, scrap the PGMOL, scrap it. Bring in the European refs because they know what they're doing.
Well, I will say they have got
But on
3
that-
foreign referees on the one Italian, one French, and one
Richard?
Belgian, I think.
Richard, mate, at the moment, I don't care. All right? But that's not, So on this cheerful note, I'm going to end this show now, guys. And all I can say is thank you very much for your input. Daniel, thank you. You brought a different look at it. Bez, you're always unique. Brian, thanks for being on my show. Sorry, that was a slip of the tongue. Let me start again. Thank you for being on the show. Yeah. Again, a different outlook. That's what we want. We want different outlooks every week. Right? Richard, same as always, mate. Thank you very much.
Pleasure.
And Mark, don't ever lose your passion, brother. All right? So, big thank you, guys. Hopefully, we can do this all again next week. Don't forget to give us the old like, the subscribe, ring the bell, just so you get the notifications. If you're watching us on other platforms, Facebook, Twitter, whatever it may be, just keep enjoying what we're doing. And also, please come into the chat and leave your comments because that's what helps us. Right, guys. I wish you all the best for the next week. Take care of yourselves and your families. And I love you all. And we're out of here. Thank you very much. Good night.
Hey. Yeah, let's see how you do under pressure. Oh. Yeah, I've been wanting this shit forever. I've been in the field with whatever they throw at me. Brush it off, pick myself up, moving on to the better. Okay. Hey. Ain't no errors, baby, it's a new era. I wake up early, feeling rich like I'm Kesha. I get to the paper, boy. Extra. Fuck with me, you know that I got it. Come with me, let's take a trip to the islands. We up on the jet, we'll do more than just fly on it. Stand on that hill, you gon' die on it. Boom. Baby, I'm not one of them, you should try on it. Miss me with all that, I'm on it and next. Fuck this up, I send you back to your ex. But good luck with that, this is big as it gets. Hey, let's see how you do under pressure. Let's see how you do under pressure. Give them a name to remember. Hey, let's see how you do under pressure. Let's see how you do under pressure. A moment can live on forever. Yeah.
Yeah, they had loads.
That makes a change.
And I thought I was going to get the horse.
Well done, well done.
I wouldn't blame them.
1, 2, 3, 4,
There's that
5,
arm
6,
in
7,
that leg.
8,
What is
9,
that?
10,
Brilliant.
11, 12.
Brilliant,
Sorry, I just had to
guys.
calm
I've
myself
got
down
about
there, guys.
3% left, but I will
I
stay
nearly
on for a
lost it.
little
I
while.
really nearly lost it. I've got to be honest. I nearly did.
Yeah. No, well done, mate. That was a very hard topic to get into.
Des,
Yeah,
you handled
so-
that very well, mate. Trust
Yeah,
me, it's not
yeah,
easy to handle
it was handled
6
well.
different
And
hands
I-
at one go.
Yeah, my point was that Oliver is a human being. He could have had a bad day at the office, and though we would have liked him to get it right. We expect
By the way,
him
we're
to
still
get
live,
it-
you
get
know.
it right for what
We're
he's
still
paid.
live. Des, we're still live.
Oh, we're still live. We're still live. Oh.